consider a single element. Then we will try to find out the horizontal plane pattern, vertical plane pattern, field intensity under the parameters. Now to calculate the horizontal plane pattern, the horizontal plane pattern is given by E1 of phi is equal to K into I1, where I1 is the terminal current and the K is a constant measured in ohms per meter. Now for this single element is having both the horizontal plane pattern and the vertical plane patterns. So the vertical plane patterns should look like this. So this is your single element or a dipole. For this, the horizontal plane pattern is looking like this. Okay. Now, what next we will do that? What we will replace this particular dipole element by two isotropic antennas. That is, replacing the dipoles by isotropic antenna. Then the field is EISO of phi equal to 2E0 cos of dr by 2 to cos of phi, where dr equal to 2 pi d by lambda. What next we are doing is that we will replace this single element by two isotropic point sources. This is one isotropic point source and this is one isotropic point source. And these isotropic point sources are separated by distance d. That is, replacing the dipole by isotropic antennas. Then the field pattern is, that is, when you place two isotropic point sources, then the field pattern is given by EISO of phi is equal to 2E0 cos of dr by 2 into cos of phi, where dr equal to 2 pi d lambda. And we know that E0 equal to E1 phi. So this you can write it as K into I1 because E1 phi equal to K into I1. Now, from the above relations, that is from this equation or this particular equation, E of phi is equal to 2K I1 because E0 equal to K into I1 and K into I1, the two remains as it is, then cos of dr by 2 cos of phi. And this is what the equation is there. So this equation will give you horizontal plane patterns. Then the electrical field at any point is vertically polarized. That is, with this equation, if you draw the patterns, the electrical field is vertically polarized. So this relation is called as absolute field patterns. And for d is equal to lambda by 2, maximum is obtained at phi is equal to 90 degree. When d is equal to lambda by 2, the maximum value you are obtaining at an angle of phi is equal to 90 degree, and therefore it is known as a broadside array. That is, at phi is equal to 90 degree and at phi is equal to 270 degrees, we are getting the maximum field. Because we are getting the maximum radiation in the 90 degree and in the 270 degrees, therefore it is called as a broadside array. Hence, for the broadside array, E of phi is equal to 2Ki1 cos of phi by 2 cos of phi. And this is the equation which is used to calculate the radiation pattern of the broadside array. the vertical plane patterns. For a single element, the field pattern is given by E1 of phi equal to k into I1 cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by sin theta. Then the field pattern for an array of two isotropic point sources in the vertical plane is circular. That is, by replacing the dipole element by two isotropic point sources, then the field pattern in the vertical plane is circular one. Therefore, EIS of theta is equal to 2E0, and then for E equal to E1 of theta, the resultant pattern is given by E theta is equal to 2ki into cos of pi by 2 cos theta divided by sin theta. E theta is called as absolute vertical plane pattern, or E theta is used to calculate the absolute vertical plane patterns. And so this has a maximum value when theta equal to 90 degrees. The driving point impedance is the impedance offered by the entire system at point P looking towards the line which is connected to the transmitters. And to calculate this driving point impedance, now we have to calculate the EMF applied at element number 1 and EMF applied at element number 2, and then compare the EMF applied, then go on deriving the equations. Now, to calculate the dipole impedance, first calculate the EMF applied at the terminal of element 1 is V1 equal to I1 into Z11 plus I2 into Z12, where I1 is the current in element 1 and I2 is the current in element 2, and Z11 is the self impedance and Z12 is the mutual impedance between element 1 and element 2. Similarly, V2 equal to Z22 into I2 plus Z12 into I1, where Z22 is the self-impedance of the element 2. And the currents are equal and in phase, therefore I1 equal to I2. When I1 equal to I2, then we can write it as V1 equal to I1 into Z11 plus Z12 and V2 equal to I2 into Z22 plus Z12, because here also I1 equal to I2, so this I1 I can replace it by I2, so then if I take I2 as common, then it becomes Z22 plus Z1. In the previous equation, as I1 equal to I2, so then if I replace I2 by I1, so then V1 equal to I1 into Z11 plus Z12. Then the terminal impedance Z1 equal to V1 divided by 1. So that is, from this equation, I can calculate the terminal impedance V1 divided by I1. This is equal to Z11 plus Z12. Similarly, the terminal impedance of the element 2, Z2 equal to, that is from this equation, V2 divided by 2 is equal to Z22 plus Z12. If the elements are identical, that is, both the entire elements are identical, then Z22 is equal to Z11. Hence, Z1 equal to Z2. So this is equal to Z11 plus Z12. Since Z1 equal to Z2 and I1 equal to I2, then the EMFs V1 and V2 are equal and in phase. And for the case D equal to lambda by 2, Z1 equal to Z11 plus Z12. So these impedances I can write in terms of resistance and the reactances. This is equal to R11 plus R12 plus JX11 plus X12. And if I substitute the standard values of these resistances and the reactances, then it is coming to be around 60 plus J14 ohm. Calculate the next parameters, gain in field intensity. The gain in field intensity is defined as the ratio of field intensity of an array to the field intensity of reference antenna. It is called as gain in field intensity. And this gain can be obtained both in horizontal plane and the vertical plane. Assuming no losses, the power in element 1 is P1 equal to I1 square into R11 plus R12, and the power in element 2 is P2 equal to I2 square into R22 plus R12. Since R11 equal to R22 and I1 equal to I2, then the total power to the input array is given by P equal to P1 plus P2. This is equal to 2 times of I1 square into R11 plus R12. And from this equation, we can calculate the current I1 equal to root of P divided by 2 times of R11 plus R12. consider a single lambda by 2 element as the reference antenna with the same power P being supplied to this particular antenna. Then the current at the terminal is I0 equal to root of P divided by R00. What it indicates that we are considering one single lambda by 2 element as a reference antenna, and the same power P is supplied to this particular antenna, then we are finding the terminal current. So that is I0 equal to root of P divided by R00, where R00 is the terminal or self impedance of the reference antenna, and this is equal to R11. Now consider the horizontal plane. The field intensity Hw of phi in the horizontal plane as a function of phi at a distance d from a single vertical lambda by 2 reference antenna is. It means that we want to calculate the field intensity in the horizontal plane, and that is as a function of phi at a certain distance d from a single element at a certain distance d for a single vertical lambda by 2 reference antenna is EHW of I is equal to k into I0, where this HW is half wave length dipole, and substituting the values of I0 from the previous equation, then EHW of I is equal to k into root of p divided by R00. And for the antenna system, the field in the horizontal plane is, for the array system, the field in the horizontal plane is calculated from the equation E theta equal to k into root of p, so divided by R11 plus R12 into cos of dr cos phi divided by 2. Then the field intensity gain in the horizontal plane for an array with respect to the lambda by 2 reference antenna is calculated from the equation GF of phi A by HW equal to E of phi divided by HW phi. This is equal to root of 2R00 divided by R11 plus R12 into cos of dr by 2 cos of phi. Now considering an example for R00 equal to R1 equal to 73 ohms, for the case of spacing lambda by 2 and dr equal to pi, and R12 equal to minus 13 ohms, and these values if you substitute in this particular equation, we will get 1.56 cos of pi by 2 into cos of phi, and for phi equal to 0, then the gain becomes 1.56 or 3.86 dBs. Consider the vertical plane. In a vertical plane, the field intensity EHW of theta is a function of theta at a distance d for a single lambda by 2. So, dipole is EHW of theta equal to k into I0 cos of pi by 2 cos of phi divided by sin theta. In this, substitute the values of I, then EHW of theta is equal to k into root of p divided by R00 into cos of pi by 2 cos of phi divided by sin theta. In this equation, if you go on substituting the values of theta and phi, so then we are going to get this radiation patterns. And here, so these are the two vertical lambda by 2 antenna elements, and half power beam width will be equal to 68 degrees. The field intensity in the vertical direction for an array of a system at a distance d in a direction theta is. That means we want to calculate the field intensity in the vertical directions for an array system at a distance d in the direction theta. It is given by E of theta is equal to k into root of 2p divided by r11 plus r12 into cos of pi by 2 cos theta, so divided by sin theta. The intensity gain is calculated from the equation E theta divided by E s theta equal to root of 2 r00 divided by r11 plus r12. And for d is equal to lambda by 2, gf of theta AWSW, it is already calculated, so that value is 1.56 or 3.68 dBs. Because the gain is independent of theta, then field gain is equal to E1 divided by E2. So this is equal to 1.56 or 3.68 dB. This is the field pattern. So this field pattern this field pattern is due to the array, and so this is the field pattern. It is because of lambda by 2 reference element. E1 is the field due to the array element 1, and E2 is a field due to the array element 2.